Welcome, friends. How are you? I have got a fucking blistering headache. Yikes. Fucking blistering headache. See? So good. So true. I said it twice. Dear me. Why am I doing this live, you may ask? Good question. I don't know. But I think I'm going to put on my special socks that I got from Michael Harness, the legend. Oh, dear Barbara. There seems to be some kind of grass on my sock. My legendary sock. Can't have that. Ooh. How are people? Hello, friends. I hope everyone is well. I understand it's Mother's Day in America. We had Mother's Day like 6 weeks ago. Don't tell me Mum, though, because she'll try and convince us it was Mother's Day again. But it's not. I know that. Excuse me whilst I clear my throat. Got a fucking bad head. I don't know why. Could it be too much hydration? Could it be too little hydration? Let's have a look. Who is here? Hello, hello. Hello, Adam D. Hello, Micah Shoemaker. Probably recovering from that Newcastle game. Recovering. I fucking had to switch it off after about half an hour. Like, seriously, I've had a bad head this afternoon. Minging. Hello, Shiva Vareen. How are you? Scent of the day. Nod Jesse. Spirit of Dubai. Nice. Scent of the day. I'm 7 Oud Absolute. Yes, you can't go wrong. A fantastic fragrance. Why? Why do I only ever yawn when I'm on stream? What is this? Why does it keep happening? Who knows? Who else have we got? Newcastle will do us a favour on Monday against the Gooners, hopefully. I fucking love nothing more. A fucking absolutely shocking record against Arsenal, man. Absolutely appalling, like. It's like Man United were shite against Man United now. Apart from when we fucking panel them. Every once in a while we'll stick up fucking 5 past them. Hello, Michael John. How are you? You are well. Well, I'm glad you're well. I have got a bit of a headache, but I feel better for coming on stream, I think. I don't know what's going on. I'm thinking of going to get my eyes tested. Sorry. I'm thinking of going to get my eyes tested, like, because there's obviously something going on, you know what I mean? Why have I got a fucking headache for no reason? Allow me to introduce you to the joy of bubbles. Yeah, I've just got a sore head. Apart from that, I'm alright, I think. Newcastle will do us a favour on Monday against the Gooners. I don't know, man. You need some Leon to cure that headache. Only if by curing the headache you mean finishing me off. Because I could die. The Leon would seriously take us out at the minute. I reckon I'd perish. I'd be a plucked duck. There's nobody watching the F1, the Grand Prix. Richie J is. So you can not expect to see Richie J today. I do beg your pardon. I do not mean to yawn. You are not boring me. Life's better with bubbles. Yes. Quite. I'm thinking of getting a camera in the autumn. You know? I'm thinking of getting a camera in the autumn and a laptop hopefully around that sort of time as well. Need to do some kind of like, I need to do some kind of research or get Richie G to help us. That'd probably be easier, to be fair. Richie G knows what he wants. Richie G knows what I need as far as laptops are concerned. And then we might get some decent video quality. I might even get a speaker. Hello, Ryan D. Welcome. Hi. How are you? Oh, what's been everybody's scent of the day? I have worn Pavarotti today and enjoyed it thoroughly. A fantastic fragrance. Oh. Scent of the day, Edinburgh. I did know that. I love Edinburgh, but I use that for summer. I think it's a summer fragrance. Have you smelled Paris Paris yet? Portrait of a Lady. Nice. I just got 3 Frederick Malle fragrances at half price. Cologne Indelible. Actually, no. I'll save them for the unboxing. I've also received 1 of my zoologist fragrances that I'm going to buy, or that I have bought. It was very quick. I had to buy it straight off Mr. Wong though, because the place where I've bought the other 2 didn't have this particular one. How's England today? Well, I don't recommend it. It's actually been all right here today. Little bit of sun, bit of cloud, nice breeze, cool but warm. It's been all right. It's like springtime in England. Scent of the day, Beau de Jour. Nice. Which version, Pat? Is it the Privé collection, or is it the private blend, or is it the signature version? Greetings, everyone. Florentine Iris today. That's really nice. That is really nice. I really like that line from Xenia. It's such a shame they got rid. It's such a shame they got rid. I used to have Persian saffron, but I gave it to Richie J because the cumin in that was just too much, but the saffron in it was beautiful. I loved the saffron in that fragrance. I had a really disheartening talk about expensive fragrances at church today. My bottom line is fragrances, especially expensive ones, are to be worn, not put away. Because what's the point? No, I agree. Wear the fragrances that you've got. There is no point in having them and not wearing them. You know? Or they'll just sit there doing nothing for no reason. Wore a sample of Noir Peace today. Nice. Wowzer, it is beautiful. It is nice, Noir Peace. It's one of the originals, isn't it? Is it not the original? Or is that Musc Ravageur? Noir Peace is one of the early ones, I think. Signature. Ah, yes. It's nice, that. Oh, no, I'm late. Hi, Bri. How are you? What did the other buy? What did the other person buy and stash away? Yeah, it's 2000. Yeah, I thought it was one of the older ones. Yeah. Imagine smelling those Frederick Malls and their original formulations. I didn't realize until today that Vetiver Tonka, Vetiver Extraordinaire came out in 2002. I was looking that up. I was like, wow, that's one of the old ones as well. Yes, it's the goat. The goat is here. Fragrance Journey has arrived. Oh, how is being back in America, Mr. Journey? Do you miss Italy? Did you go to Venice? Did you get on a gondola? Did you get on a gondolier? Is one of the blokes, isn't it? What's the name of those canoe things? A gondola? I see 2 goats in here. Ah, Paige, welcome. 3 goats, 4 goats, 5 goats, 12 goats. Anu sent me 3 free bottles in the mail without me knowing, in remorse of my 8 bottles. Bottle loss. Outrageous. What did he send you, Brian? Hello to all. Scent of the Day Zipped Universe by Perfumer's Workshop. I have never heard of that or the place where it's from. Drawn by Sense. Welcome. Christoph Klaus. Welcome to you. I have not seen you before. Welcome. Tell us what you are wearing today, fragrance-wise. Rich, what are your thoughts on Iris Poudre? Very irisy, very powdery. Smells like a modern day number 5. It's too powdery for me. I'm not big on powders, but it's good. It's very good. I like the smell of it. I just couldn't wear it. Very feminine for me. On me. Ryan D, I must go as quickly as I came. That's what I say to all the ladies. Very grateful for him, for that from him. And who's just the real MVP? He's a legend. Hello, Christoph. How are you? Oof, that's what he said. Yes, that's right. I do miss Italy, says Fragrance Journey, I imagine. I did go to Venice and ride those. Future really loved it. Yeah, I can imagine that was class. I don't know why, I can just say Future in one of those. You know, like Future being like a gondolier. As long as he doesn't crash it. Italy is nice, especially Rome. Yeah, Italy is nice. There's a lot going on in Italy, isn't there? There's like the mountains in the north, and then you've got like Sicily in the south, which is like close to Africa. You know, you've got like skiing in the north, and like one of the hottest places in Europe in the south. Venice now charges for entry. I'm not surprised. It's one of those things. They've got real problems with tourists. Scent of the Day Creed Viking, Christoph Claus. My guy. I wore 5 o'clock Au Gingembre by Serge Luton, says Christoph. Nice. And Aftershave, a vintage Old Spice from the 1960s. Nice. Nice. Hello, friends. Rich, why is this 24 again? It's actually 24 again. And that is because the last 2 times I have done Livestream 24, I've managed to delete them by accident. Both times. I don't know where they've gone at all. They weren't processing. I couldn't find them anywhere. Just lost. Gone. Hello, H2O now. I told the men's group that going into your wallet is the real special occasion because in America, the average male doesn't know much about wearing perfumes. Ooh. Deep. That is deep. It was a vintage green polo, Casanova 2, and Charles Jourdan Unarmed. Nice. Nice. Vintage green polo, they're not easy to come by. Charles Jourdan and Homme as well, that's not easy to come by either. This gets confusing. We got Christoph Klaus, and Klaus Muller. Yes, that's right. I haven't seen Klaus Muller for a while. I wonder if he's okay. I hope he is. Excuse me whilst I hydrate. Oh, like NASA losing all the telemetry data by accidentally erasing them. Sorry for mentioning myself first. Ah, dear. I wore and enjoyed Pavarotti today. Meow. Big cats. Scent of the day's Queer Canage. Recovered my bottle with a 250. Oh no. Oh no. Lee Turner, hello. Welcome. I wore music for a while today. Nice. I might wear music for a while soon. It's been a while. It hasn't actually been that long. I think it's been about 2 or 3 weeks, like. But yes, I think I may wear it this coming week. Look out for next week's fragrance rotation. Hello, scent of the day, Celine night clubbing. Nice. Eugene likes that. He likes all of those Celines. Some more than others. I think he really likes Reptile. He's been rocking that recently, hasn't he? Let's say something else about Eugene there before. What was it? Somebody mentioned something, and I can't remember what it was. Oh well. I'm now a bit into old school scents nowadays. Ah, nice. Christoph Klaus. What old school scents are you into? Apart from Creed Viking, which is sort of an old school. It's an old school style scent, isn't it? You know? It's an old school style. It does smell a bit like Old Spice. Oh. Right, did you put the 250 ml in a very safe place? I hope so. I hope so too. Right, tell us you looked after that 250 ml. Lighting as a callback fragrance. Yeah. It's... I don't know. I don't know if I want to... I don't know if I want to buy Creed Viking. It is nice, but I don't know. It's not cheap, is it? You know what I mean? It's not cheap at all. I like Jaguar Pour Homme, Azaro Pour Homme, Bijan, Bogart Signature, those kind of scents. Nice. I like Bogart Pour Homme as well. The Bogarts are really good, like especially for the money. Richie G's got all of the one-man show apart from Emerald. He's he is stocked. Hello there, Pradeep Sekar. Sorry. Hello, Pradeep. Micah Shoemaker. A 2017 batch only. Is that how it is? Is it? Is it only the 2017 batch that can be trusted? Oh dear, oh dear. What happens to it after then? Have you any personal experience with this? Oh, I've got got an itchy foot. Oh. Good evening, Manly Sense. How are you? I found those 4 fragrances you sent us. I knew they weren't properly lost. I just couldn't locate them. Bogart is great value. Bogart is great value. That's true. I've got Signature, and I had One Man Show Gold, but it was one of the ones Richie G didn't have, and I was never going to use it. So I gave it to him. He only needs the Emerald one now, but like, and that sounds stupid, but you can only find them for like 30 odd quid. And he's like, I pay like £10. I pay like £10 for me Bogarts. I don't want to pay 30 quid for one. It feels wrong. And I'm like, it does actually. Now you mention it, you're right. What is the best gourmand perfume ever made? Ooh. 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 Pavarotti's quite gourmand, like honey and stuff like that. It'll be some kind of amber, I think. You know, I don't know. I don't have that many gourmands. Christoph Klaus got lucky. Got mine from an online shop with a good discount, and it was a 2017 batch. Oh, nice. Rich, what do you think of the new Serge Lutens Matin collection? Article on Fragrantica about it. I have not seen it. I knew nothing of it. That is the first I have heard for it. Breaking news from Drawn by Sense. Angel Man, that could be the best gourmando. That's a good shout, actually. You have some pet birds chirping? Nah, it's outside. I've got the window open. It's like, it's still daylight out there. You know what I mean? Like, around here, I live in like northern England. And like around here, when it gets to like the 3rd week in June, it stays light. Basically, the sun sets, but it doesn't get dark. Like not properly dark, not fully dark, and then the sun comes up again at like fucking 3 o'clock in the morning. So it's like you get like 3 hours of like ish darkness. And the birds chirp. The birds, like, there's some like trees and bushes and fields behind my house, so they like to go about their lives. Wouldn't be surprised if some of them have lived in my roof. Little shits. Scent of the day was Versace green jeans. Nice. Scent of the night is Vile Kipling. I've got a bottle of that. It's a splash. Got it off eBay. SDV. What does that mean? Anuj, welcome. We've been talking about you. Howdy ho, Perfume peeps. Hope everyone has been having an amazing weekend. Scent of the day, If for Men by Sorel Fontana. Nice. Like a shoemaker, Angel Man. Yes. I like the dry down of One Man Show Gold, but screaming loud on the way there, though. Yeah, it is. It's a bit rough. It is a little bit rough. Christoph Klaus. Where to Portugal is the best creed I've tried. It really gives you that gentleman vibe. I love it. Like, it is probably the best creed. For me, anyway. I really love it. I've got my 120ml bottle, and I shan't be letting go of it. I thought Rich lived on the set of Get Carter, dangerously close. Literally about 15 minutes from my house. Maybe a little more. Depending on what the traffic's like. That car park, it's been knocked down now. But yeah. Vile Kipling only came in splashes. Yes, mine is a splash. I love that shite. I meant Spiritus Double Vanille for gourmand. Ah, yes. But it is a little boring. Kipling also had sprays as well. Ah. Anoush remembers. Pepperidge Farm remembers. Can't believe it's the 8th of May. Oh. I see there are 15 people watching. How are you? Is the open line from Roger and Gallet worth a try? It's worth a try, yes. I got the original open and I really enjoyed it, but I gave it to Richie J. Do you have any Kipling, Anoush? Is there trout fishing near you, like in Ireland? I wouldn't know. I'm not big on fish. I could text me mate and ask. He's massively into fish. I'm just not into fish at all, like, to be perfectly honest. Bit pants. You know. Are you supporting Newcastle, Rich? Yes. Yes, I am. Unfortunately, I am. We got thrashed today because we are bad and Man City are good. But we have that oil money now, so that's nice. Rough day, mate. You're not kidding. You're not kidding. I think 5-0 was a little bit harsh. 3-0 was like right. 3-0 was the right scoreline because we were rubbish. They were great. At least you got that oil money. Well, that's right. At least we've got Eddie Howe, and now we're staying in the Premier League, so that's nice. Yes, Anoush has got Patel. Anoush has got Kipling, but only splashes left. Oh dear. Fancy that. What's your view on Promise and the Moon? I was thinking of trying them, just see what the hype is about. Well, I love Promise. It's massive. It's so strong. You only need like one spray. You don't need many sprays of that whatsoever. It's really good. I like it. I really like it. Eugene, not so much. Eugene thinks the apple note is harsh and rough. He thinks it's synthetic. And he is not a fan. But I really like it. The Moon, I think it's a lot of money for almost entirely synthetic perfume. It feels almost entirely synthetic. I don't like the Moon. I like the Night more. But you're talking over £1,000 for a perfume there. It's a lot of money. It's a lot of money to smell like a cow with diarrhea. You know? Do you want that? If you like shitty oud, knock yourself out. Crazy prices, though. But Promise is probably the cheapest, and I like it. The Moon, not so much, although it's easier to wear. The Moon's probably the easiest to wear out of all of them. I thought the Dawn was just a waste of time, to be perfectly honest with you. Have you read the book about Creed? I have. When everybody was doing interviews with the author, I was the only person who'd read it. And so loads of people do interviews with them, and nobody had read the book. me and Eugene did an interview with him, and it was good. So if you look up Gabe Oppenheim on YouTube, whoops, I'll put his name in the chat. If you search that name that I have put in the chat, you will see that me and Eugene did an interview with him, and it was a good interview. Manly Sense. I really don't mind decanting from large splash bottles into 30ml atomizers for everyday use. No, I don't mind doing that. I've got those, I have got those 10ml atomizers, and I decant my Bois d'Argent and Patchouli Imperial and all the other Dior Privés and other splash bottles into those sprayers, and I love it, frankly. Not a fan of the Desert Gems, and the price for someone who has 20 Frederick Mall. Wow. I bet your Dries Van Noten's worth a pretty penny. I managed to get myself a couple of bottles of Tom Ford's Grey Vetiver. There are nasty rumours that has been discontinued, and I quite like that as a vetiver fragrance to just throw on. I see vetiver freakers here. I shall say hello. Hello. Hi. Scent of the day, Annick Goutal Vetiver EDT. I have the vintage of that. Is yours as black and smoky as like what mine is? Mine's almost like tar. It's not quite so bad as Root de Vetiver, which is literally like tarmac, like molten tarmac. But my Annick Goutal Vetiver is pretty black as well. Like Christoph Klaus, I really liked it. Yeah, I really like the book as well. If you're into fragrances, it really is worth a read, because it gives you a good insight into the way that fragrances are made and like the creative process behind it. Abe, how are you? What is up? Bit of a freak. I have a 250ml bottle of the night. 250ml? I didn't know they made 250ml bottles of the night. That's outrageous. Pradeep makes a huge comment. Lee Turner says there is a severe lack of good books on perfume. Yeah. Yeah, I agree. I would like to read more good books that have got like less of like a science lesson and less of an autobiography and more of a just tell us how, like, the stuff that was in Gabe's book was really good, because it was like insights into how like perfume houses make perfumes and like the creative process and the process by which houses make their decisions as far as perfumes are concerned, and the submissions process and all that sort of thing. I might as well get ouds from the UAE if needed. My Goutal's Vetiver is dark too. Ah, good. So it's not just mine. I thought mine might have gone off, but I didn't realise Vetiver could be like that, you know, until I smelled Root de Vetiver, and then I was like, holy shit. Literally, it smells like it's got cade oil in it. You know what I mean? It's just black smoke. Scent of the day, Portrait of a Lady. Mother's Day in the US. Welcome, Enrique. Speaking of books, recommend Frederick Mall 20 Years book. Ooh. What is the most overrated perfume in your eyes, Aventus? Anyone catch Mall's live stream on Instagram today? It was pretty good. No, but Eugene was telling us about it. he had been watching it. Apparently just said the same stuff that he always says. He wears a lot of Monsieur and a lot of Geranium Pour Monsieur. And what was the other comment he made? It has fantastic illustrations, actual dates, messages, conversations, and a lot more. Sounds interesting. I knew it says Christoph. I'm late, says Dura Rose. Shut up, Dura Rose. Pavarotti is not extremely overrated. Books on the anthropology of perfumes. I shall put Dura Rose in a fucking timeout if he says anything so outrageous again. Yes, Frederick Malle makes 250 ml of the night. I don't know for sure if it's Frederick Malle sells other perfumes in 250 ml. Friend bought it for me from a boutique in Zurich. Is that meant to be Zurich? At a relatively good price. Jesus. Is it a spray bottle? I mean, I know I'm thinking that. I know that might sound like a stupid question, but is it a spray bottle or is it like a big decanter thing? Because like Christian Dior does 250 ml spray bottles, you know. I have Goutel's Vetiver Eau de Cologne. It's juice much brighter. You're making me wonder whether mine's an Eau de Cologne now. It's in the old square bottle. Excellent book. You think Aventus is more overrated than Parfums de Marly? Jura, do not take that shit. This will not stand. Aventus is more overrated. It is simply by the fact it's not a bad perfume. Some of Parfums de Marly stuff's bad. Aventus is better than like all of the Parfums de Marly. It's just Aventus is so rated that just by virtue of how rated it is, it's overrated. You know? Does that make sense? I do hope so. I've got a fucking rotten headache. I had a bowl of soup for tea. That's how, like, I don't feel too clever. I wonder if I miss my tablets in the middle of the day. I'm going to take them now. See what happens. Excuse me whilst I hydrate. There's an audio book I'm currently listening to, and it's quite good. It's The Perfect Scent. And it shows the inside of the perfume industry, particularly Eleanor's entry into Hermes and later creation of Ter. That's interesting. Yes, in Zurich, and it's a splash bottle. Outrageous. A splish splash. Oh. Oh, dear me. Bobby, I hold my cards close to my chest. Shh, don't tell anyone. Rich is not a massive Zerjov shill. His alter ego is Ducky Rawling. It is not. Feeling a bit sick? A little bit, actually. Yeah. True, Rich. Maybe a psyop. I'm not a psychological op. Do you have a Dosset box for your tablets? No, but I could do if I wanted. Guitar made vetiver eau de cologne in 50ml and 200ml bottles. Bottles are square, but not the same as old Guitar square bottles. It's discontinued too. Crikey. Outrageous. Oh. Just going to put the cover on. $50 and 200ml bottles. Mine's 100ml to be fair, so I imagine it's the eau de toilette. I've got the lavender one as well. The lavender one's quite powdery, you know? It's like a powdery lavender fragrance, not a fresh one. It's quite nice. Oh, I might have to go downstairs and take a different kind of tablet. Sort my head out. An anti-sickness tablet, something called a prochlorperazine. I might have one upstairs. Quack. Anybody going to? Oh no, sorry. I was going to say, is anybody going to the F1 today? But it's just started. It started 20 minutes ago. I don't suppose you'd be here if you were. I asked Aram and he said he's not going, even though he lives in like Miami. He's got other plans. If there was an F1 in my city, would I go and see it? You'd probably be able to hear it. So I don't know. Maybe he's just experiencing it whether he wants to or not. What, Aram? So people have a good night. Bye. Goodbye, Christoph Klaus. It has been nice to see you. Do not be a stranger. Please come back. Quack. Oh. Let's have a look. See if I've got a prochlorperazine here. I don't know that I have. Maybe I do. Hopefully I do, because then I won't have to go downstairs. I should just be a right pain in the arse. What are they? Ah ha ha ha. Nope, that's not it. But what are these? Ah ha ha ha. Nope. No, I'm going downstairs. Nightmare. Stick with me, everyone. I'll be back. Bob loves F1. F1's alright. It's alright. It's a little bit technical for me at the minute. Just 2 minutes. Don't leave. Oh dear. So, there's quite a breeze. By the way, I have returned. There's quite a breeze outside. Perhaps I shall be shutting my window. Oh dear me. Oh. Oh dear me. Loads of people have just left. Ever since I came back. This is not a good indictment. Oh! Everybody's saying hello. Hello, everyone. Lee Turner agreed. Hello, Rachel Ing. How are you? Goutal's lavender is hard to get. Yes, it's not light lavender. It was the last square bottle of Goutal that I get. I've collected them all. Some time ago. Nice. It's very powdery. I think my favourite from Goutal is probably Eau de Sud. I've got a vintage bottle of that and it's lovely. Like lime and oak moss. It's fantastic. Very aromatic, very nice. Did you see Michael Chandler kick on Tony Ferguson's face? No. I did see that Dimitri Bivol beat Canelo Alvarez. Have you tried Palomar de Parfum House, Rich? Yes, I have. I have got a bottle of Oris Tattoo. I haven't worn it so far this year. It's like a soap. It smells like soap. Like a clean, irisy sort of fragrance. It's like a synthetic iris. It's like the one he wants a lot of money for those perfumes. Like, there's not a drop of natural ingredients in those perfumes. Like, it's the same. I'll tell you. You should do like a ranking video of like all the perfumers' houses that they've brought out, like Mise en Cire and Maître Parfumier, and who's the other one I was thinking of? Palomar Parfum, Acro. You know, it's been like this like large like spate of like perfumers' own brands. I should rank them, and I'll tell you something. Dead last, even worse than Maitre would be Mise en Cire. They are bad. They are bad. He does not give a shit anymore. Not even slightly. Have you tried Palomar? Yeah, I've answered that. Oh, Joy Amin has made a video about vintage, modern versus vintage Sauvage. Can't be vintage stuff already, can that? Jesus Christ, surely not. It's only been out 7 years. Outrageous. John Varvatos on meh. I couldn't agree more. Never understood it. Never understood it. Never understood the Varvatos. I don't own a single one. Don't bother with those at all, if I'm honest. Bob, would be dream come true watching F1 in Monaco, drinking champagne, smelling better than all in the crowd. it's meant to be a bit of a nightmare, like because it's like a street course, not a race course. It's like you see like they reckon something like a combined like minute and a half, 2 minutes of the cars in the entire race. You know, it's definitely a TV. It's definitely better on TV. You'd be going there for the after party. You know, on the yachts and all of that sort of thing. Which would be top picks, is Pradeep. Um, oof. Ooh. Possibly Acro. Um, that new one's really nice, the ink one. I'm thinking of picking that up. Plus his pricing's the best. His fucking pricing's brilliant. It's like 140 quid for 100 mil. His pricing's absolutely spot on, like. Bivol schooled Canelo. He did it that weight. You know, goes down to middleweight and that, you know what I mean? It's a different story, isn't it? Super middleweight and that. But he did school him at that weight. And yes, I agree. Joining Eddie's team, you fucking might as well just fucking, I don't want to say throw the match because that happens in boxing, doesn't it? But it's like you're taking a loss, aren't you? You know? That said, Bivol's on Eddie's team. He got to face Canelo and beat him. The scorecards were a disgrace. They always are. You know, people can't be trusted to judge boxing. Shouldn't be allowed to be ringside. I don't think judges should be allowed to be ringside. It's the only judge that should be allowed to be ringside is the referee. Yeah, and Michael was amazing. Did you see how he was throwing himself on the ground when he was getting tired? Brilliant. Pradeep has all the Vavatos. Could be MFK. That's a good shout. Watching F1 in Miami. Traffic down here has been crazy all week. TV is the best seat. I think TV is the best seat for a lot of sports. There's nothing quite like being there, but there comes a point where that ceases to be the case. You know, those fucking 60, 70,000 seater stadiums, right? And you're going there to watch boxing. How the fuck can you possibly see? Surely not. Surely not. Surely not. It can't be the case. What are you talking about? You can't be seeing like a little flicked jab. You know, you're watching the TV screens in a stadium. That's what you're doing. Bobby O, don't watch anything. Don't own anything from US perfumer or designers. Ooh. What we got? Pradeep Seeker Obsession Femme. It's a must. You can't see anything. Everyone is standing up and watching the TV screen unless you're ringside. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. What a waste of fucking money. Thousands some tickets go for. Thousands some tickets go for. The only thing it is worth doing that for is live music. You know what I mean? But even then, like, it's hard to see. Is this live? No. No, it's not live, Eugene, and welcome. Oh, headaches eased off a little bit. Huge and all. Romper stomper. You know how much perfume you can buy instead of going to the event? Yes, exactly. That's exactly right. It's the when you know you've got fragrance problems when you start measuring things in how much money you could actually fucking spend on perfumes instead. How many bottles of like niche you could get. Get this ticket to go and see like the biggest fight ever, or I could get a bottle of like the original batch of Aventus. Nope, this is a pre-recorded message. It is. I've been to a Fig music concert. I've been to a few music concerts where I've been right at the front of the stage. Me too. I went to see Kasabian just after they released the album with Vlad the Impaler on. I can't remember. West something Pauper Asylum. I was right at the front for that. I thought I was going to die at one point. I went to see the Kings of Leon. Hello, Eugene, says Drawn by Sense. Happy Mother's Day to all the beautiful mamas and stepmamas. Stepmama's Day is next Sunday. Lego East. Bob drove around the Monaco circuit in my own car on a family holiday traveling around France a few years ago. Going around the Arc de Triomphe from Paris was outrageous. Yeah, you don't like... I know Lego East British, isn't he? I was going to say, you don't like roundabouts, do you, over there? Live music is a nice treat due to artists altering their music by showcasing their skills. Hi everyone, says Eugene. Downhill Icon Absolute, the gold one, has a screechy synthetic oud note in it. Yes, I know. I actually liked that one the most. I didn't like the original one. However, it would be nice to go out and socialize once in a while, lol. Only once in a while, though. At this point, everything, dinner, drinks, air ticket is compared to a perfume. Yes. I saw Metallica. I've heard this story before, Peter. He threw you his guitar plectrum and it landed right in your hand. I want to hang with Lego. My new best friend. He has led an interesting one for sure. I like to be in the front seat view for comedy shows. Don't mind getting roasted from the comedians. I hate sensitivity. Hello, Anuj. I'm elated about the delivery. Hugo Boss and Lagerfeld. Next up. What did you get, Shiva Vareen? Fucking me and Richie G went to see Dave Gorman once, and then fucking Dave Gorman at the end of the show was like, oh, I don't usually do this, but is there like such and such a person here? And it was like, I don't know, like Dave Gorman was like, oh, is like John Smith here? And for some inexplicable fucking reason, Richie G just went, up here. And I was like, what the fuck you doing? He was like, and I was like, you fucking dick. And like Dave Gorman like looked up at us, straight up at us, right? We're in the balcony in the fucking greatest seats, right? And I was like, why have you done this? You fucking monumental prick. Until some other bloke in the fucking crowd was like, oh no, I'm over here. And it was some bloke want to ask his wife to marry him. And I was like, you fucking bad little shite. It's a shame he's watching the F1, like. I should have saved that story for another time. The bad shit. Oh, hey. Never, ever, ever will I forget that feeling. What did you get, Shiva Vareen? You must tell us. Plectrum equals pick. Yes. It's the real name for a pick. I saw Jimmy Carr, front row too. Shiva. Cheers. Haven't mentioned my 18 months working in Nihon yet. Nippon. Bobby O makes space coming to Hawaii. I've seen countless bands right below the stage shooting stills for the newspaper. Madness. I tried Musk's Kublai Khan yesterday. It's in a league of its own. Special stuff. Do you like that? I got a shit note from it. I got a proper poo note from it. My best first row concert was probably Bo Diddley. I wouldn't mind getting to the front row of Bo Derek. She's an old woman now, though, Bo Derek, isn't she? But she was fantastic. I've got an itchy ear. A girl posted a fake Chanel No. 5 online for sale for $100. I mentioned by chat it's fake. After some silence, she said her grandma bought it for her birthday. I fastly closed the chat. Yikes. Oh dear. I just pretend that never happened, mate. See you were hacked. You know what I mean? Say, no, it looks great. Yeah, about time, Eugene. I tried Feminite Dubois today. Outrageous. Is that the first time you've ever tried it? You need to smell the original one. You need to smell the original Shiseido version, not the Serge Lutens, certainly not the latest version of the Serge Lutens. I think even the first re-release was poor. I remember Persleys. I sent Persleys some of the vintage one, and he was like, "Oh, they're both quite similar. They're both quite close." And honestly, I was like shocked when he said that. I was born in Nippon. Lego. That's the real name for Japan, isn't it? It's what the Japanese call Japan. Eugene, vintage bottle. Queer Moresque punched me in the face when I sniffed it yesterday. So aggressive. I really like Queer Moresque. It is aggressive, though. It's definitely got that Spanish, like, have you ever smelled Queer Andalou by Ranier J? That's, like, got a similar sort of vibe to it, like. The Shiseido, eh? Yeah, the Shiseido bottle's absolutely stunning, like. If her grandma bought it for her, why is she selling it? I think she meant, I think they meant that they posted it on, like, Instagram or something. I think. Oh, maybe I was wrong. Sorry, Prodi. Putting words in your mouth. I was just thinking that boxing concert tickets are a line of fragrances. Yes, not the Celines. Dying to smell the Celines. I was gonna do. I was gonna ring up the boutique in London. The boutique in London, and say, could you send us some samples of all your fragrances? And then I heard Houdini on Eugene's stream saying, "Oh, they won't send you samples unless you buy something." And I was like, "Well, then fuck them." You know what I mean? Screw that. It's fucking me chance. You think you're bouncing me into a sale like that? I won't buy them out of spite now. Dan Norton has had Maria Whittaker on his show. I don't know who either of those people are. The Shiseido bottle in hand is just, oh. Ah, yes, the Feminite Dubois, yes. One of the most ergonomic bottles you will ever touch. It feels unbelievable in the hand. Eugene, what did you gift your mother for Mother's Day? Sugoi. Oh, we felt it was probably too mature for her, yes. Howdy, Rich. Howdy, Duncan. How are you? I am fantastic and I am doing really well. Dan is Mr. Smelly. Oh, Dan Norton. Ah, it's because it smelled Norton differently. It's not how you spell Norton. Not his Norton. That's a different Norton. His is N-A... Well, I'm not going to spell it out, but you know what I mean. It's got like a G and that in it. I don't know who Maria Whittaker is, though. No, Dan Norton is. No, you're right. It is. That's who he means. You're right. I don't know who Maria Whittaker is. Mr. Smelly's more famous than her, though. You know what I mean? Take the time to Google Maria Whittaker. Close the curtains. Oh, dear. Good Lord. Is it like that, is it? Oh, she's a glamour model. I see. 52. Christ. Page 3 model. I hope she wasn't topless on his stream. Maria who? That's what I've put. I've put Maria who? Maria Whittaker, you tit. What the fuck? Fucking Google's having funny buggers. She's got big melons. Of that, there can be no denial. She's married to someone called Rebel MC. Do you reckon that's his real last name? MC. I mean, fucking, who the fuck is she? Do you know what I'm saying? I mean, they are massive. Like, but I'm not really that bothered. Maybe it was like always a thing for him to get her on. Maybe it was like, she was like the one, you know, from back in the day. I would do that. Who would I have on? Who would I have on? Oh dear. I have to give us time to think about that one. Oh. So I took my tablets for the night, and the headache, touch wood, has calmed right down. I just bought me a bottle of Opus 1870 from Penhaligon's. Well done. I bought Vintage CK Obsession and Eternity. I'm sure you told us that today, didn't you? Sorry, I think I must have just completely had a brain fart there. I do apologise, Shiva Varine. You've already told us that. Rich, I know you like iris. Any other flowers you like in perfume? Lavender, carnation. Lavender and carnation's a winning combination too. I like them by themselves or as a pair. You and Ramsey are pulling me into the cult of vintage. Aha. I think I might wear all vintage fragrances this week. I don't know. Like, if you've watched me fragrance rotation, like this past week, I've worn very easy to wear stuff. Very nice, pleasant, easy going stuff. And I think that's because I've been trying the zoologist for the past few weeks. And I just wanted some fucking nice stuff that would just go down nice and easy, you know? Nice and chilled. So maybe I'll wear all vintage fragrances this week. Who knows? I'll probably just take it day by day like I usually do, to be fair. What is the best lime fragrance? Real lime, not synthetic. Try Eau de Sud by Goutal. I really like lime in fragrances, actually. Eau de Sud. Eau de Sud's a really good lime fragrance by Goutal. I tried to buy backup off of Anouge, and alas, it was not forthcoming because he didn't have any. I really like that. It's like lime and oak moss. It's very green, aromatic, but fresh. You know, it's really good fragrance. Rich, any fragrances you fell out of love with? Yes. Yes, but you'll have to bear with us. Oh, the thing is that you never remember the ones that you fall out of love with. You always remember the ones that you're still in love with. It's kind of like the opposite of like relationships, isn't it? You know. Fragrances I've fallen out of love with. Yeah, there are. There are loads. I just can't remember any of them. Yikes. The only things that are coming to mind are like fragrances that I still love. There's going to be loads of stuff I've given to Richie G. Duncan mentions Royal Bay Rum Lime. I have got that. That is tremendous. I've got a vintage bottle from Anouge and it's fantastic. I've also got the Bay Rum. I've got the lime and the Bay Rum. I'll tell you what else is a really good lime fragrance as well. Limes by Penhaligon's. I do believe Nick N, who you may have seen in the chat. Sorry, spaced out. I've completely fucked your question there. There are a lot, yes. But I can't remember which ones off the top of my head. If I do remember any, I'll tell you. Avon Lime was supposed to be good. Avon's done a few sneakily good fragrances. Ortigia Sicilia do a nice lime fragrance called just called Lime. Set Sail St. Bart's. Is that a lime fragrance? You know, I've heard that. I've heard of that, but I've never smelled it. I've Musgo Real Shaving Cream, and it smells like the forest floor after rain. That smells nice. Sounds nice, even. Cartier Oud. It's a good shout. I know what you're saying, Pradeep. It's it came and went very quickly, that. I saw that again. It's still on that website for 255 quid. Hello, Eva. How are you? It is nice to see you here in my chat. Yeah, I wouldn't mind trying Set Sail St. Bart's. It's one of those fragrances that you always heard about, but never tried. I think it's one of those fragrances like 1820 sweet tobacco spirits or something like that. You can't get that in the UK. You know what I mean? It's like, well, shame. You know? Why not? But you just can't. Bob with the thumbs up. I got some samples the other day from my local department store. The lady on Guerlain was very nice to me, and she gave me 2 samples of Nerolia Vetiva and 2 samples of a P6 Squeeze. And a piece of squeeze is not good. It's got that fake, smoky, dark oud thing going on. It's not great, but this Aqua Allegoria, Nerolia Vetiva, I think I might have to buy a fat bottle of this because, wow. Let's have a smell, shall we? Please don't be having these bloody awful sprays. Don't do that. Pardon me. Appalling. Oh, that's fucking... That is awesome. I really like the new bergamot one as well. The new bergamot one they've got as like Calabrian bergamot or something silly like that. Awesome. Awesome. This has got fig, vetiver, neroli, and basil, I think. Basil. I think it's got basil in it. Basil. It's good stuff. Cafe Parfums, Cafe 2. Oh, bloody, right. Hold on 1 second, please. Cafe Parfums, Cafe Men 2 is strong on lime too. Which one? Says Rachel. Which one what? The one that I was just talking about. It's called Nerolia Vetiva. It is fig, big fig at the minute. This is the first impression. Getting an exclusive first impression on skin. Fig, vetiver, basil, and what's the other one? Fig, neroli, basil, vetiver. Yeah. Very figgy at the minute. It's a good fig, though. It's a good fig. If you live in a warm climate, this will go down a storm. I'll put the name in the chat. Nerolia Vetiva. Summer in a bottle, that. Good Lord. In the main, right? In the main, it's a fucking great line. Lego East. Just got a vintage bottle and love it. What of? Where is Lego East? Mazzoni Pure Parfum. I haven't smelled it. Have you heard the news about Kevin Samuels? Yes, I have. I feel bad for his mother and his family. But what a shithawk. Like, I'm not going to speak ill. I mean, I'm saying I'm not going to speak ill of the dead. I'm not going to speak any more ill of the dead, but Jesus Christ. Heat and humidity can reveal more fragrance notes. That's true. Yeah, if you heat a fragrance up, it'll do all sorts, like. Otto Parisi Taroni. Is Otto Parisi the same bloke who did Nasamato? Otto Parisi Taroni is seriously good, and I'm not even a fan of most Alessandro Gualtieri fragrances. Oh. Who am I looking for here? Peroni. I'm going to look up the... I'm going to look this fragrance up because the Calabrian Bergamot one was absolutely stunning. I kid you not. Calabrian Bergamot Calabria. Citrus, warm, spicy. Not sure about that. Delphine Gelk. Warm, spicy. Well, it's got ginger in it. I'm going to town on Tuesday. I'm taking my mate to the hospital. And after I've done that, once I've dropped her off, I'm going to go into the Girl On little boutique thing, and I'm going to try on this Bergamot Calabria on skin. I've smelled it on a stick, but I think I would buy this if I tried it on skin. There's a very good chance of me purchasing that. Fabulous. Lego Week's just got a vintage bottle. Have you heard the news about Kevin Samuels? Yes, I have, Dino, but it's nice to see you. Oh, Lupin Voyeur yesterday as well, Rich. Did you? How do you feel about it? I don't get why people consume energy drinks. Probably just to get energy. I don't understand that either. It's just vile. Do you know what I mean? With diabetes or something like that? Do you know what I mean? Because it is just sugar and evilness. It's like witchcraft in a bottle. Or a can in this case. Yeah, chest pains. I mean, he was in his 50s. It's like you're getting into prime heart attack territory in your 50s, you know what I mean? Especially if you're a man. But he was a thin dude, you know what I mean? Interesting to see what his post-mortem says. I heard somebody say that the police were called to his house because he was injured. I don't know. I don't want to get into speculation about it. I don't really have much nice to say about him. Beautiful Rachel, if you like that Paloma Picasso Mon Parfum. I've seen a post on Instagram say, yes, I know what this is already about to say. Might be replacing Gary Lineker or a match of the day. I bloody hope not. Yeah, I hope not as well. It would go the same way as Adrian Chiles. Adrian Chiles on ITV. I mean, Mark Poutgash came in and replaced him and did a blinding job. I mean, Adrian Chiles some people they're not, no. I wasn't a fan of Kevin, but it's still sad. No, I know what you mean. It is. I like I say, I feel bad. His poor mother, like no mother should lose that kid. It's not the natural way of things, It's not how it's supposed to be. Not how it's supposed to be going. Energy drinks aren't quality energy, just the shakes and stress. Not even fun energy like some university drunks. Lol, Adrian Chiles. Rotten Adrian Chiles. I'm going to the bathroom. Rachel, you're in charge. Don't let anyone leave. It's big pressure. This is your first time. I'll be back. Nobody let Rachel down. Welcome back, friends. I hope nobody left for Rachel. 2 people left. I'll let you off with that. It is Mother's Day. Has everybody had a nice Mother's Day? I was talking to myself on the toilet there, looking up the price of Bergamot Calabria by Guerlain, and they want £111 for 125 ml. That's, if the performance was better, that would be a good little price, that, but it's not. So it's not. A moth is in here. How did you get in here? Get out. You better hide. So this vetiver Nerolia, or Nerolia vetiver, it's nice, it's green, it's fresh, but it's not as green and fresh as I want it to be. I want it to be greener and fresher, you know? I'd like to see Guerlain do, I don't know, 20% off? Die moth. Aha, you are out. Oh, good heavens. That was good. I just evacuated a moth. And I didn't kill it, so Peter will be happy about that. But I also threw some water down the stairs. Pleaded with my mother, could you fill the water up, please? So I don't have to go downstairs and then come back upstairs. My fucking hip does not like that. Not one bit. Ooh! Lol. My husband is doing all the housework so I can hang out with you lovely people. That's nice. Ducks eat moths, not this one. Just get rid of the moth, show it out the door. I found this channel called Duncan Ducks, right? Duncan Ducks, not Duncan as in our Duncan, not famous YouTuber Duncan, not the Duncan, but Duncan as in Dunkin' Donuts, but it's actually Duncan Ducks. And this girl has bought herself some ducks, and she takes them to like Dunkin' Donuts and gets them like an ice water, and the duck loves it. I thought, of course he does. We'll fucking love water. But ice, there's apparently something about ice water they really like. So they drink ice water. And they have a great time. One of them's called Munchkin. Is it Munchkin? Let me see. Where is it? She was on my timeline a little bit. There it is. Munchkin. That's right. She's having a look at a birthday cake. In a lavender field. Ducks eat moths. Not this one. Spray some Koros on the moth. I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't waste Koros like that. Koros of the month. Have you tried L'Artisan Iris de Gris? No. But I'm feeling an iris coming on soon. I've actually ordered one in a haul I'm getting from this German company. I'm getting a niche haul. Not a vintage haul, a niche haul of all things. Would you believe? Follow Carnivore MD 2.0 if you want to know foods that are good for you. Vegans and vegetarians won't like it, though. A lot of foods I thought was good actually isn't. It's crazy. I've got absolutely no idea about nutrition. Completely lost. Completely lost. Nice. What niche houses are you into lately? Well, I'm not going to tell you what I'm getting in this haul, as that will be revealed. But I have tried recently Zoologist. Zoologist's been a big one. Frederick Mall, I've bought. I did say it earlier in the stream, but it was like right at the beginning that I bought 3 Frederick Mall fragrances for half price this weekend. Someone on eBay was selling 3 bottles brand new. They're only like a year and a half old. I think like basically what the bloke said was they were all bought last week and that he hasn't sprayed them. He bought them from Liberty London last week and he hadn't sprayed them yet. And I sent him a message and I said to him, why the fuck are you... Oh, I didn't say that, but I was like, why are you selling these fragrances after you've only had them for a week and you haven't sprayed them yet? I was like, what is this? What's going on? Now, I'm not saying anything. I just want to know what you're saying here, you know? And he came back, right? And he was like, oh, I've got a problem with impulse buying in the shop. And I was like, right. I didn't say anything back to that, but he was like, everything's 100% authentic. It's 100% new. It's 100%, what was the other thing? It was authentic. It was new. And there was something else he said that there were, you know, like all the things you'd want them to be. And I thought, I bet they are, right? The look sound. I was like, I bet they are. They don't have boxes, right? I bet he's nicked them. I bet they're nicked. Now, we will have to see. He's either got an impulse problem, but then I looked at like the rest of the stuff he was selling. He was selling like a drill. He was selling like a drill, you know? I think it's nicked as well. Yeah, I bet that's it. Stolen merch, yeah. Now, I am not going to moralize with this person. You know, I'm not going to fucking judge this man. I don't know that they're stolen. I don't know that they're stolen. I think they're stolen. I don't know they're stolen. Am I going to ring up Liberty London? Probably not. I'm going to check to see that they're real. And if they are, well, I don't know. I don't know what I'll do. Got a fucking funny feeling about them though. Yeah, no judge. I don't judge. And these big massive things, they're not going to miss a bottle or 3. Yikes. But he does have some. He is selling some strange. Like one of his sold items was like a drill in its box, and I was like, "What?" It's like, "What? What are you doing?" What else is it? Right, brace yourselves. I'm going to go back onto his little channel and see if I can find out what his wasn't. It was on eBay. Where is he? But seriously, I got them for like half price. I got one of the bottles for £100, which is under half price. Because he had them starting at like £100. They're all brand new, you know. But it was the only reason I'd searched for them is because I'd like shat myself thinking like, oh, I can't get a couple of Frederick Malls, because I can't get a couple of Frederick Malls because of that Lily Owl ban. So let's see what he's been selling, not what he's got for sale now. Bleu de Chanel EDT 20ml times 3 travel atomizer. I didn't know that the Bleu de Chanel did a travel atomizer. Le Labo candle. I'm not buying a Le Labo anything because everything that they do is awful. Great deal, somebody says, on a Bosch 18-volt drill for 64 quid. Le Labo, another 13, £122 in the box, brand new. Le Labo Thé Noir, 29, £137. This is all in the last month. A Byredo candle for 40 quid. Jesus. I wish he would nick some better stuff. I swear on my life, right? I'll tell you this. I was gonna text him saying, look, if you decide to pick up the night and you want to sell it for 100 quid, just let us know. You know what I mean? Are you doing things to order? Outrageous. What's he been buying from these people? Oh, there's a 3-piece soft Italian leather suit. He's just bought it. Oh, has he bought it? No, he hasn't. But he bought off someone who's selling one. Outrageous. I might have to add that to watch list, if you don't mind me. Thank you very much. 350 quid for that. I mean, that would cost hundreds to get delivered, though. Sorry, I'm just miles away here. I should be looking at what he's selling. Right, I'm on his little site now. He's got Halfetti Cedar for £105. He's got a Diptyque Tuberose candle for £30. He's got a Fig 15 from Le Labo. You know, if you could trust Le Labo's perfumes to smell what they're actually called, then I might buy that. I wouldn't mind a fig candle. That sounds lovely. Maison Francis Curtijon Aqua Celestia 40, 155 quid. A Sisley candle. He's handy, like. I think I will. I think I'm going to message him and say, look, if you ever find yourself impulse buying in the night, let us know. You know what I mean? Selling a drill and fragrance, yeah, sounds like a thief. Absolutely. Maybe they are testers. I don't think they are. Maybe they are. Maybe you're right, but yeah. Here in the US, we have issues with people stealing brand new merchandise off trains because nobody's security on trains. How will the shops get rid of how will shops get rid of stock with the new restrictions? They have to send them back, mate. They have to send them back to be destroyed. I shit you not. That's what my sales associate told us, because I went in and asked for a bottle of Monsieur, and she said, "Sorry, I couldn't sell you it after April the 1st, even if I wanted to." And I was like, "Why?" And she was like, "We had to send them back to be destroyed." I was like, "What?" She was like, "I know. Had to send them back to be destroyed." I was like, "That is absolutely scandalous." She was like, "It's a shocking waste." But there you go. Know what I mean? That's corporatism. What's the best bargain you had off eBay, Rich? Ooh. Do you know, was it you asked us that question that I couldn't answer before as well? What was it? I've had some absolutely brilliant bargains off eBay, like, be left in no doubt. Some of the best purchases I've ever made. Apart from the stuff I've got from like Anuge and stuff, some of the best purchases I've made have been off eBay. What have I got off eBay that's been double cheap? I mean, those Frederick Malls are pretty great value. I got that 70s bottle of Chanel number 19 eau de toilette for 55 quid. 56 quid? 54, 55, 56, something like that. What's the best bargain you ever had off eBay? Do you know, I will seriously have to go and I will have to research that. Oh, I'll be able to go on and check my history, man. I'll do that in a second. I'll just answer these questions first. In his profile pic, is he wearing a tracksuit? No, he hasn't got a profile pic. Sorry. Sounds like bankruptcy. I mean, it could be bankruptcy, but I mean, I don't know. I don't think it's bankruptcy. I think they're poached personally, or maybe he has. Maybe he's genuinely telling the truth, and he has got an impulsivity problem. He's just trying to get. Excuse me. Maybe he's trying to get some money back. Bless him. Sorry, why are they destroying those? Lilial. Lilial is a chemical used to recreate the smell of lily of the valley, or it's got that sort of lily sort of vibe about it. Excuse me. One of those chemicals you don't really see, but it gives like a warmth and a depth to a fragrance. Jura Rose would be able to tell if he was here. But it's been banned. It's been banned by the European Union or IFRA, and it is the cutout for sale was the 1st of April this year. So they cannot loads of fragrances, loads of Tom Fords, loads of Tom Fords like Grey Vetiver, Noir Extreme, White Patchouli, loads of Tom Fords have had to go and be reformulated. What else? Koros. Can't sell Koros. I went up to the bloke in the YSL counter and I said, "Oh, Koros isn't out." And he was like, "I've got a bottle here, you can smell it." He was like, "You can spray it on a stick," and that he was like, "I can't sell you any." I was like, "Why not?" He was like, "It's got something in it they've got to take out." And I was like, "Oh God." You know what I mean? I found a number 5 from the 1980s for $60. So much civet. Yes. Yes, that's right. Very civety. That's a fantastic deal as well. The best deal you ever got was your big boy of Fev Delicious. That was a fucking phenomenal deal. I got that half price. But it wasn't from eBay, Bob. Bless you. Thank you, Rachel. Hi, Afonso. How are you? It was nice to see you. Has anyone smelled Trump as Trafalgar? No. Very powerful fragrance. It might be in that little set that Nick sent us. Nick N. The legend Nick. I keep saying to him, like, "Oh, do you want us to send you anything back?" And he's like, "No, it's calm. Thanks very much." And I'm like, "Oh, you're too kind." I need to send Adam some fragrances, and I need to send Denby some fragrances. This week. So that will be interesting. I'm sending Denby some. What am I sending Denby some? I'm sending Denby some Hortus Sanitatis. And I'm going to send him some Balenciaga Pour Homme. And I'll send him a couple of surprises. Maybe some vintage Koros. Ooh, nice. Yes, now time to go back through the eBay history and have a look. It's not going to tell us, is it? Nah. It's not going to tell us what I bought. Fuck. Quirt. I got somebody's got a 50ml of Balenciaga Pour on there wanting to sell for £160, but they can fucking keep it. The good lad Quirt though. Balenciaga B. Has anybody ever smelled Balenciaga B or B by Balenciaga? I haven't. I feel like I should. I feel like I'm inextricably linked with Balenciaga now. You know? I got a bottle of, I'll tell you something, I got a bottle of music for a while for 140 quid with about 3 mil missing. I was pretty happy with that. I'm gonna have to go over to the box. I'm gonna have to go over to the cupboard now and have a look and see what I have been buying on the eaves. Ooh. Loads of me good stuff came from a news, like, you want to see the funky carpet? Look at that. What a carpet. Sorry. Oh dear. Galon Vetiver. I got a vintage bottle of that. My first bottle of... Excuse me. My first bottle of that was from deepest eBay. What else have I got off eBay? I once got 10 30 ml bottles of Smolto Pour Homme for about, I think it was about 80 quid, because they came in like a retail pack, you know. That was a pretty great deal as well. I got the original Eau Sauvage Parfum 2012. I got that off eBay, and I got a 100 ml bottle, and it was about 90 ml full, and I paid about 60 quid for it, which I was pretty chuffed with at the time. What else? What else have I been buying from the Bay? I don't know. Excuse me. Sorry. Excuse me. Colonia Mirror. I got that. I went through a real stage last year of buying like stuff off eBay, like, because it was just there. Do you know what I mean? It was just there. I'm thinking like the best deals I got off eBay. Could be music for a while, you know. It was a fucking great deal, that. I got a bottle of the original Durham cologne. Oh, music for a while. You are lovely. You are lovely. Hold me. A18. What is that? I'm gonna have to get back into bed. I'm full freezing. I got a Malto Smolto from the Lebanon, and that seller was lovely. I also got a bottle of Tsar. I got a bottle of Malto Smolto and a bottle of Tsar, and I think I paid under 130 quid. And they were already vintage at this point, you know what I mean? So obviously other people will be able to tell you that they got better deals, because, do you know, honestly, it's a grind, mate. It's a grind. You've just got to keep going. You've just got to head down and just check every day, every other day. Eau Sauvage Perfume, $85, probably my best buy. It's a pretty good bargain, that. Pretty good purchase. Excuse me. Some of the best purchases I've had have been off discounters. I got a bottle of... Excuse me. I got a bottle of Aberdeen Lavender. off of Was it Notino or All Beauty? I think it was All Beauty, and I paid 100 quid for it. It's like half price. You know what I mean? It's fantastic. I'll get back to the comments in one moment, sorry. Ba, 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 ba. 24 people watching. Welcome, friends. The best deal you ever got was Fev, that's right. Has anyone... The most powerful fragrance I've ever smelled is Trafalgar. Wow. It was Chypre Rouge by Serge Lutton. I think Robes Await did a review or a first impression of it, and he was like, I had to wash it off, it was too much. And that obviously piqued me interest, and then I sprayed it on and I was like, oh my god, like my eyeballs not even melted out of me fucking skull. Do you know what I mean? I was shaking to me core, weeping in the corner like a little child. Dear me. Rocking backwards and forwards and that, you know what I mean? Make it go away. Western Oud, welcome. Where have you been? How are you? Scent of the day, Lancome Miracle Homme. Ah, nice. I had a bottle of that and gave that to Richie G as well. I wasn't wearing it. Maple Leaf. It is very nice though. Just not for me. A little bit syrupy, a little bit thick, a little bit. Yeah. Scent of the day, Silver. Ina Silver. What happened with that Bois 1920 patch fragrance you got? Nothing. They did fucking nothing. They had misrepresented the fragrance. It was a reformulation, and they had put Eau de Toilette on instead of the new Eau de Parfum. And I was raging, and they've done nothing about it. Should have reported them to trading standards. But I'm not. I don't grass. Although I should grass. I did make a video about it though. I exclusively wear their socks, Lego. Buy them on sale. I'm over their beachwear. Oh, the frag sucks besides set sale. Sad that I sold my last bottle again. I wish I found deals like this. I need to start looking at eBay. Yes, it's great. I found a gold cap of Heritage for $78 on eBay. Buy. I've got a gold cap. It's fantastic. Oh, Sauvage Parfum, $85. Probably my best buy. It's pretty great purchase. So. Don't just look at the top results page. Keep scrolling. Yes, scroll for hours if you can. Notino. I assume you mean Notino there instead of Motion. Most of my best buys from them, to be fair. Don't be scared to look further afield though. If you're intrepid, nobody's going to hurt you for going. Yes, you do. She's Don't be scared to look further afield. I've bought from all over the world, me. I've had stuff shipped from Australia, Bud Parfums from Australia, America, Canada, loads from Canada. Canada seems to be like the vintage hub of the world. I've told you why I think that is before. I've got a theory about it. France, Germany, Hungary. Some fucking great fragrances from a bloke in Hungary. Couple of blokes from Hungary. I used to buy scents off Scentland as well. But there was another bloke called Joseph who was an absolute hero. He sold me my Lancaster version of Davidoff and a couple other fragrances as well. He was a proper legend. Like a bottle of Angel Men, not Amen, Angel Men. Some good bargains in the chat. Rich, have you ever smelled L'Agent? by Agent Provocateur. I have not. Cole Audrey, she might be back from dining. I bet she's asleep by now. She goes to sleep really early. Duncan found a vintage Antaeus because I misspelled Antaeus. $65. Good Lord. That's a really, really good point, that. Misspelling things on the misspelling things on eBay can get you places like, hey, are harp seals only in the Arctic? Deep divers? I don't really know. This one that's in my thumbnail today is in Japan at Seal Paradise. What's your theory about vintage Canada? So the reason I think that there's loads of vintage bottles just like lurking around in Canada, right, is because Canada's like a Western society, isn't it? You know, it's like North America, Western Europe. So they've got the same tastes in fragrances as like the French, the Americans, the British, and stuff like that. So you get stuff like Guerlain, you get the Italian brand Chanel, you get all of these different perfume brands, and they want to sell their perfumes in Canada. Canada only has a small population though, and it's not the type of population to wear like a lot of perfumes. You know, like the guys aren't like overly bothered about like colognes and stuff like that. So what happens is that they send their perfumes all the way over to these like unestablished market in Canada, right? And like people don't buy them. So the independent retailers, which is what most of them are or were, like put them away, you know? Just put them away in their shelves because it's dead stock, but you know, it's still stock. You could still, you know, Canada's not the type of place to just like throw things away. It's a DIY society, isn't it? You never know. That perfume might come in handy one day. Who knows? Well, then the vintage market for perfumes turns up 30 years later, you know. And all these sellers have got all these vintage bottles of perfume that have just been in storage all this time, perfect storage. And I think it's a cross between an underdeveloped market, the fact that it's still a Western market that the companies want a piece of, and they want to get in there like early and get established, and the fact that in Canadian like culture and society, like you make do and mend, you don't throw shit away, you know. That's sort of like my theory. There was more to it, but I can't remember off the top of my head. My favorite fragrance I got off eBay was Fendi Uomo. I got one of those as well. Fantastic, brilliant fragrance. Italian leather, a little bit spicy at the top. Excellent. That's a great technique. Many hidden deals or static auctions because of incorrect selling. Yes. Gucci Envy. I've got a bottle of that. Thanks to Anoush. There's Anoush. Got a 200ml pewter cap. Pewter cap out of Hermes for a steal no one else bid. Listed as toilet water Hermes. Dear Lord. Dear Lord. If only we could read other people's minds, would Al make a fortune, wouldn't we? Interesting, says Rachel. Spot on analysis, Rich. Thank you, Anoush. I think it's just a perfect, like a perfect little, not a perfect storm, but you know, just like a perfect little like culture for vintage like perfumes and stuff, you know. Canada's gonna be a big market. Give it like 50 years, 100 years. I mean, obviously we're not gonna be around to fucking say it, but you know. They've got a lot of natural mineral wealth, they've got a lot of timber, a lot of wood, a lot of natural resources, plenty room for population growth, safe. Madness. 100 years from now, people will theorize why there is so much vintage in your city. That's right. Newcastle will become a vintage haven. You know what I mean? 100-year-old bottles of Balenciaga pour on. I mean, they're already 30-odd-year-old anyway. They'll have all the refugees from the USA. Yeah. World is a strange place at the minute. Just buy perfume and pretend it's not happening. That's my I mean, it's not, but it's nice that we're going to come and talk about perfume and get away from the real world for a couple hours, isn't it? It's like I've had this conversation with Ramsey loads of times. It's like perfume's like my happy place, you know? Like the world is just falling up its own backside, and perfume is just lovely and fantastic and interesting and escapism. Western Oud asks, so does that mean there's going to be hundreds of bottles of first batch Dior Sauvage going for hundreds of pounds, dollars? Right? I'm telling you, right? So you're laughing, right? But if you had said 20 years ago that M7 would turn out to be what it became, people would have laughed in your face. If you'd said, if you'd said 10 years ago that Tsar would be £200 a bottle, people would have laughed in your face. But even Balenciaga Pour On 10 years ago, 15 years ago, people were like laughing. People were laughing in your face if you told them that like these perfumes would go on to be like classics, you know, like cult classics. Crazy. It's mad how it works, and there's almost no like somebody once asked us on a live stream. I'm not sure if it was Eugene's live stream or one of mine, but it was like really early on. They were like, "Oh, like what perfumes do you think that are like cheap now will be expensive in the future?" And I was like, "Well, one, I don't want to give you like investment advice, but I was like, it's much less about which particular fragrances and more about looking at like what makes a vintage perfume become a cult classic. Something like Gucci Guilty Absolute, I think that could become a cult classic. It will become a cult classic if it gets discontinued. I thought, sorry, that Gucci Guilty Absolute was already discontinued. It's not. It's still available in shops over here. Bonkers. It could happen. It could happen for first batch Dior Sauvage. People will pay for nostalgia. Nostalgia is a funny thing. Yeah, spot on. It's just the irony. Yeah, I know. I knew exactly what you meant when you said it. I know exactly what you mean. It's crazy, isn't it? Hiya, Duck. Hiya, Fosco. How are you? Spaced out. Best part of my fragrance journey was at the beginning. Just discovering a whole new world of scents. First time trying Creeds and Tom Fords. I know what you mean. Well, it's like the wonder of it. You're not cynical. And you haven't got it down to a fine art. The thing is, if you knew then what you know now, would you do it the same way? You know? I feel like I spent a lot of money on fragrances that I wouldn't spend a lot of money on again. There was a time when I got, when I first started and I got Green Irish Tweed. First time I smelled Green Irish Tweed, I was like, what? No. Who would wear such a thing? Guffaw. You know what I mean? And then obviously I came to love it. And it didn't take long. And I went on Latino and I got 120 mils for 150 pound. This was before the great price increases came along, you know. So I paid 150 quid for 120 mils. If that, you know, Creeds used to be a lot cheaper than what they are now. And yeah, like back at the beginning, I felt like I spent money on stuff like Dolce and Gabbana the One as well, though. You know, like I didn't spend a lot of time buying shit fragrances, but I did buy some shit fragrances. I think everybody. I think you've got to do that. I think a lot of people do that, and I think you've got to because you've got the best way to learn. Do you think Chanel? Do you think Chanel use? What do I think Chanel use? Do you know? Frederick Malle said somewhere that Eau Sauvage was criticized a lot when it was released. I can imagine that. It was their copy of. It was their version. I do beg your pardon. It was their version of Pour Monsieur by Chanel. Jacob. I remember Jacob saying that. I'm sure it was Jacob. I remember Jacob saying that Pour Monsieur was the only male fragrance, like male targeted fragrance. Like the other ones could be considered unisex if you want, like Cuir de Russie, but that was leather for women, I believe, if I'm remembering rightly what Jacob said. He said that Pour Monsieur was the only male fragrance that Chanel released in her lifetime because she said this is the only fragrance that, like, why would you want a man to smell any other way? Like, you don't need a man to smell any other way. This is the way a man should smell. This is what I want a man to smell like. I don't need to release another man's fragrance. You know? I think that Eau Sauvage was quite. I mean, it wasn't a rip off, but it was following in that it was establishing a pattern that continues to this day as far as Chanel and Dior are concerned. Put it like that. Why was Balenciaga Pour Homme discontinued while Pasha and Heritage are still in production? Balenciaga is a great perfume. Pasha and Heritage sold better. Unfortunately, just that's the way it is. It must just be sales. Maybe it was that a few ingredients got discontinued as well. But I imagine, I mean, Pasha and Heritage still continue to this day. They must still sell. Whereas Balenciaga Pour Homme didn't. Where would you rank Cuir d'Ange as a leather fragrance? I know it's too floral for your taste, but is it still one of the best leathers? I have it next to my bed. Let's have a smell, shall we? Cuir d'Ange. It's very individual. It's very. It's nicer than Rose and Queer, which is another Eleanor leather. It's not his style, leather fragrances, but I like it. I do like it. It's not, like you say, it's not to my taste. I don't know that I could get away with wearing such a. The heliotrope in it is massive. Massive. It's. Is it one of the best leathers? I don't know that it's one of the best leathers, no. But it's a very good leather. I know Eugene absolutely loves it. And it is a good leather. It's not poorly made. It's not a shit leather, you know. It's not an not an isobutyl quinoline or whatever it is that bloody Dura Rose tells us like he says it's impossible to make a leather fragrance without using that chemical. But they all smell the same when they do. I don't think it's in here. It doesn't feel like it's in here because it doesn't smell like every other leather in the world. Do you know Falcon leather by Matière Premier? Maitre Parfumier, that's what I called it before. It's Matière Première. Yikes. Maitre Parfumier Elegante is a good brand, actually. I've besmirched them. Sorry there. Sorry to you. To me, Cuir d'Orange smells like a brilliant white leather handbag. Do you know those blindingly white leather products that you can buy? I like how Cuir d'Orange is different from stuff like what's it called? Falcon leather, and all those other ones that use that chemical. I don't know where I would rank it, but it is good. I would rather you bought that than something like Falcon leather. But don't just blind buy it, because you'll be like, whoa, this is floral. The Leon is going to be a great vintage. Invest now, Rich. I shall do no such thing. But you do if you want to. Just put it away for 100 years, whip it back out. People will go mad for it. Paul Monsieur is better than Eau Sauvage, says Bob. Well, Paul Monsieur EDT turns to bleach on me. It absolutely hates us. But the Eau de Parfum is probably one of the best summer fragrances I've got. It's so nice. You wear that with a white shirt, you're laughing. Joyman made a video comparing current batch to the 2015 vintage one. People could pay a lot of money for the 2015 batches. Do you know? You're preaching to the converted. That wouldn't surprise me at all if people did that. Rose and Queer is blackcurrant and tomato leaf to me. Rose and Queer initially had a ton of rose, cumin, and oud during trials. How'd you know that? I don't like Falcon leather. No, I don't like Falcon leather either. It's fucking rotten. Hey, Freddie, we need some help again. A Birkin bag probably smells like Queer orange. Yeah, like it was like bright white, brilliant white, like shiny, blindingly white. You know, like a brand new one. The kind that makes a noise because it's so bright. You know? Have you tried Gallop and Kelly Kalesh? Yes, but I can't remember them. Like in passing, I've tried them. Very rarely do I come across female fragrances that I like female marketed fragrances that I like. Mainly because, one, they're either incredibly sugary sweet, they are painfully floral, they are sort of just not my style, not like my taste at all. So, not for me. But I will if you reckon. I mean, Bellamy Vetiver is a fantastic fragrance. If we're talking about the the Hermes signature line, for lack of a better word. Yeah, see what you mean with white leather bag. Yeah, it is, yeah. And spray the concentrate or EDP. I've actually got both the concentrate and EDP, would you believe? There's actual messages between Eleanor and Marl in the book. That's interesting. Pradeep, I think you might have sold me this book. I'm interested in reading that now. Gallop is similar to Rose and Queer, Pradeep. I actually prefer it. Somebody mentioned Iris Poudre earlier on. I actually bought a 10 ml of Iris Poudre. And before I left, this is always a good idea. Before I left, when I left the counter, I said, I'll put can I put a spray from the tester on my hand? And what you should do is, put the spray on your hand and go around and just do whatever else you're doing. You're shopping, eating, whatever you do, just go around, and then you can smell the fragrance on your skin for a while, and you've still got the thing in your hand. You've still got the receipt. And I ended up taking my Iris Poudre back because I was like, look, this is fucking not for me. I ended up getting a 10 ml of French Lover instead, which I'm also not huge on, if I'm perfectly honest. I never wear it. I've only got a 10 ml. Those 10 mls are brilliant. I absolutely love them. Ooh, it's cold. Almost forgot to mention. Also tried Perfumery Turk last week. Excuse me. Sorry. Almost forgot to mention. Also tried Perfumery Turk last week. Have to get a bottle soon. I've got one of the Graziels. I'm a fan. It's got a very odd sort of slightly sweet powder sort of sickliness going on there. Strange. I want to try that Roomba Balenciaga. I want to try that Balenciaga Roomba Eugene got. Oh, it was also made by Ted Lapidus. Yes, I remember that. I remember the outrageousness over that. We were talking about it, weren't we? And it was like, Ted Lapidus makes a Roomba. Balenciaga makes a Roomba. What the hell's going on? And then we sort of figured out it was in the same bottle as well, wasn't it? And that I think it was Duncan that actually did the research. Found out that I think it was Ted Lapidus bought out Balenciaga, or Balenciaga bought out Ted Lapidus. It was one of the two, and they transferred it across. Have you ever tried Paradox de Cardin? It's a female fragrance from 1983. No, I haven't, but I have got a Enigme, thanks to Ramsey and Anuj. Fantastic fragrance, fabulous. Sprayer's a little bit wonky on it. Doesn't behave itself at all. Oh, dear, I'm yawning. Excuse me. Yes, Kelly Kalesh too. But I prefer Rose and Queer, more smooth and higher quality without the feathery spice touch. Feathery spice? An outrageous way of putting something. Prefer Royal Oud over French Lover. Yeah, me too. Love Iris Poudre, says Pradeep. Has a snowy shaved ice feel. A shaved ice feel. It's coming out with some brilliant descriptors here. Feathery, spicy, and shaved ice. Outrageous. Feathery, spicy. Shaved ice. I prefer Royal Oud. Oud Royale over Royal Oud. Oh dear. How long have we been on for? I do not know. Arm speaks highly of the women's Montana. Yeah, I quite like the Montanas. Kelly Lyons, hi. Welcome. How are you? Hi, Rich. Do you have any opinions on Italian perfumery in general? I'm not thinking the bigger boys, but stuff like Santa Maria Novella or Mia Candida Gentile. I love Italian perfumery. I think I like it more than French perfumery or any other kind of perfumery. As a rule of thumb, I also actually have a book called The Big Book of Italian Perfumery. If you give us a second, I'll see if I can locate it. I actually read a couple of the articles from it on stream once. People were requesting it, and I did. I think people seem to like it. I could hear the sucking of thumbs in the chat. Oh God, I've just located loads of teacups. What are you all doing in here? Get out. There's a box on the floor. One moment, please. Where is I am never going to find this book. Right, unfortunately, it's under an avalanche of other things, including a Tom Ford Oud Wood candle. For God's sake, I have awoken the beast. But I do have the Big Book of Italian Perfumery, which I can recommend to you. It has both male and female perfumes in, and it is fantastic. So, if you are a fan of Italian perfume like I am, I would recommend that book, Kelly Lyons. But yeah, I do like Italian perfume. It's Nobile 1942. Is that an Italian brand as well? It's literally called The Big Book of Italian Perfume. If you give us 2 seconds, I'll see if I can find it. Hold on. All right. Oops. Let's have a look. Yeah, sorry, it's not called The Big Book of Perfume. It's called The Handbook of Great Italian Perfumery. I do beg your pardon. The Handbook of Great Italian Perfumery. 50 years of, what's that say? Exceptional scents. It is in this room. Literally, it's within a few feet of us. I just can't get to it. I can write it down in the chat if you prefer. The Handbook of Great Italian Perfumery. It's fantastic. Thank you. No problem. I love it. And I'm a massive Italian perfume fan. Huge Italian perfume fan. Hello, Omar. Scent of the day, Linstone EDT. Is the EDP different is the EDP different Forget a Bottle? Depends how serious you are about it. It's up to you if you want to get a different bottle. I prefer the EDP personally, but there we are. Been a while since I've smelled Oud Royale. I can't even remember what Oud Royale is. Guerlain Gris Clair gives me icy vibes. Yeah, is that an Iris perfume? Because Iris gives me icy vibes sometimes. I also said Rian smells like road roller's wheel and a rail track after a train has passed. Outrageous. To me, it smells like bandages and ointment and fire. Smoke. I remember Christo describing Rien the first time he smelled it and just being like, I remember thinking to myself, that sounds disgusting. I have to smell it. You know, it was one of those ones. Ever tried Montana Como? They say it's somewhat close to Coriolan, but I never smelled that one. I also gave Coriolan to Richie G as well. I've never tried that one though, Manly Sense, no. I must have a bottle of that Ramon Vial. If you've got a bottle spare, please let us know. That Ramon Vial pour on was beautiful. Sprayed it in my friend's house and she went wild for it. I say she went wild for it. She didn't go wild for it, but she was like, she kept saying how nice it was. You know what I mean? Like, it kept coming up, and she rarely does that. She'll tell us we're saying so much shite repeatedly. She hates like oud and like dark leather and stuff like that. She likes sort of like brighter, cleaner, fresher sort of things. But that I very much appreciate you sending us that. Absolutely stunning, really. It's called The Great. Kelly, if you find it, let us know. But it's 20 quid on like Amazon or something like that. Well worth 20 quid of your money if you like Italian perfumes. And there's loads of stuff in there that like you've never sort of like heard of before. Well, that I've never heard of before. I still smell this Nerolia vetiver, but it's weak. It's definitely weak. Oh, manly. I would love a backup if you're selling anything of that. I found it. We'll probably hit buy soon. Oh, jeez. 6.12. 6.12. What does that mean? I will hit buy. Does that mean it's $6.12? Have you tried Tarabla by Mas Milano? Smells very Italian. Is it $6.12? You're stealing it for that. That is a lot of book for very little money. Have you tried Tarabla by Mas Milano? Yes, I believe I have, but I can't remember what it was like. Sorry, Fosco. If you like this Guerlain, you may like Cologne Indelible, but expensive. Which Guerlain? If I like this Guerlain. Anything worth trying from Nobile in 1942? The patchouli. It's lovely. The patchouli's really nice. And welcome Mala Education. I have not seen you before. It is nice to meet you in the chat. Which Chanel Monsieur do you own, Rich? The EDP or the EDT? I have got the EDP and the previous Cologne Concentrate version. Nice. Thanks. No problem, Mala. Welcome. I have got the EDP and the vintage Cologne Concentrate. I could do a comparison if that's anything anybody would be interested in. Product, have you tried the Vetiver Nerolia? What about Herba Fresca? I absolutely love Herba Fresca. I'd love to smell the original version. Because it came out with something silly like 1999. You know how many of those Aqua Allegorias there's been? Absolutely loads of them. They get turned over all the time. Sharp mind identifies every new chatter. Yes. Hello, chatters. Bob is an old chatter. A vintage chatter. Aha! For Dior and Parfum lovers. Looks like the production will be very limited. No more on the Dior Europe website. Do you know, it's my least favourite one. I've got a 75ml bottle. I think I will have that forever. It's too It's too much. It's just too thick, deep, rich. Like, there's something about it. I'm not too. It's like it's too like billowous. It's like thick. Just paid $6.61, including taxes. It arrives tomorrow. How not to love Amazon? I mean, for the book. What do you mean, the Great Italian Handbook? The Great Handbook of Italian Perfumery. You mean? Outrageous. Spray less, Bob. This is like one spray, mate. The thing that like Fosco says, I much prefer DHI the EDT. Yeah, I think DHI is the best like night out sort of fragrance you can get. You smell like fucking millions and millions of pounds. Maledicación, is that child molestation movie by Almodovar, right? Good Lord. Pardon? Patchouli and Sandalo, yes. I'll say something about the Italians. There's nobody to touch them for patchouli, I don't think. The Italians and patchoulis just goes together perfectly. Bois 1920s, I mean, I don't recommend you buying it because you don't know what you're going to get. What's on the box and what's on the bottles, two clean different things. In my experience. But the original real patchouli by Bois 1920s, absolutely stunning. The original one. But I wouldn't go looking for a vintage one. Because they put eau de toilette on the boxes, and then they put the eau de parfum inside. You don't know what you're buying. Herb Fresco is great. Mathilde Laurent, yeah, it's a sensational fragrance. It's like for the heat. Spray that on like once an hour, twice an hour. Agree about Dior on parfum. Spray less, says Bob. That's one spray, man. Look at you. You thought you were a perfume influencer. You're actually a shiller of. That's right. That's right. I'm selling books. I'm coming at you from angles. Yes. Yes, I mean, the Handbook of Great Italian Perfumery was almost free in the Amazon. Oh, it's sensational. I'm happy for you, the dog. Omar. Good man. Good dog, if you will. Yep, from Aqua Allegoria, I like Herba Fresca the most, but I prefer the Prada Infusion series and even some Hermes's O. That's interesting. And also the O from Chanel. I really like Paris Edinburgh. I like Paris Biarritz as well. Paris Edinburgh is fantastic. I really like that fragrance. Juniper and lavender. Good Lord. Fresh, fizzy, cool, calm. Beautiful. I've got the Infusion Dom, which is, I've got a 50ml bottle of that, and I'm really chuffed to own that because it's a fucking nightmare to find. But Mathilde Laurent's gone on to do some fucking. Is it Mathilde Laurent? She's at Cartier, isn't she? Like it's Danielle Andrier or Daniela Roche that's at Daniela Roche is the or Daniela Andrier is the perfumer at Prada. She's done some great things. Mathilde Laurent's done some great things at Cartier. Whichever way around it is, they're both fantastic. Both houses. We'll have to find out which ones are which now. I agree, DHI is better constructed, gets no reaction in public, but DHP gets through the roof notice and it's more masculine profile. Yeah, it's got that big fat leather in it, hasn't it? Also the Oceanel, yes. And finally found an excellent Koros price on eBay is coming. I think it's an early Gucci version of it. It's got the silver shoulders on it. You're laughing. Rich, are the rumors true that the Les Absolus d'Orient line is going to be discontinued? It wouldn't surprise us. Guerlain they're just shapeshifters with their perfumes. I've got absolutely no idea what they're doing. I've got no idea, if I'm being perfectly honest, Pat. Sorry, mate. I got 200ml of Infusion Dome for €70. Good lord. What a bargain. Here's Daniel Andrea who does them, yeah. Speaking of Aqua Allegoria, has anyone smelled the new one, Nerolia Vetiver? I've literally just sprayed that on my hand tonight. I did an exclusive first impression for the chat. I really enjoyed it, but I think I prefer the Bergamot Calabria more. Their 125ml bottles are £111, and that would just go on. That would just go on like a cologne, because it behaves like a cologne. I mean, it's a lot of money for a cologne as well, you know. But it's fantastic. That Bergamot like Calabria. I thought this was going to be nicer, but it's not. I really like Vetiver, but I'll spray some more on for you. The lady at Guerlain was very kind with her samples. That is fantastic. Tom Ford were also quite kind with some samples when I bought my Oud Wood candle. And they gave me some Ombre Leather Parfum. Coming round to it. Am I going to buy it? I don't think it's necessary. There's a little bit of ginger in this. Is there a bit of ginger in this? It smells like sparkling something. Right. I'm going to the bathroom. I'll be back in a second. Please bear with us. Don't leave. Ooh. Hello, friends. I have returned. Good Lord. Somebody was saying about Fragonard. Fragonard, Molinard, and Chapard are all houses that are worth having a look at if you're into cheapies. Excuse me whilst I hydrate. Oh, good Lord. Gallimard is the oldest 3 odds. Odd. So, DHP along with Coromandel get, oh my god, what is that you are wearing? Not that it matters. I'm so happy I finally bought Encens Mythique a few days ago. I've got 2 bottles. Just released a new one. Everything they get everything will go into the B bottle. Yes. I don't know that the whole line's been discontinued, but Amber Eternal's already gone. Oh, for God's sake, what's the other one that's already gone as well? Is it Musk Nobile? There's been another one that's gone as well. I can't remember what it is. Time to copy the exam. Fragonard from Grasse has some good quality cheapies, yes. Nobody seems to talk about them. Good old house Molinard as well. I got an older 4.2 ounce Lidge. It had 3 years, worn it once. Had it 3 years, worn it once. I don't think I like it. It smells chocolate powdery on me. If you don't like it, you don't like it, you know. What's your most hoarded fragrance? Balenciaga Pour Homme and Pavarotti. Balenciaga Pour Homme, I've got a lot of bottles of that, but most of them are 50 ml. And Pavarotti, I've got about 8 bottles of that, and they're all 120 ml. I fucking love them. I can't imagine a world in which I don't like those perfumes. All these questions passionately answered for 0 shillings. No super chat required here, mate. Cheers. Cheers. No super chat. No super chat required at all. People have been telling us to like monetize the channel and stuff like that. I don't know that I'm going to do that. I quite like it the way it is. It's very laid back, you know. There's no pressure on anyone to do anything. Just come in and talk about perfume. What's yours, Manly? I thought about crowdfunding like a camera or a microphone, and then I thought, no, I'll just get one myself. I thought it would be quite funny to do that. It's like get like a community speaker, a community microphone. Sorry. I'm smelling this Neroli Avetiva. It's green. It's not as good as the Bergamot Calabria. Not for me. That's stunning. I love that. Gallimard is the oldest. 3 odds. There's a lot of odds. I have litres of Iquitos, says Manly Sense. That's right. I remember him telling us. Someone said the last pair of years of Silver Shoulders Chorus were produced by L'Oreal. Is that true? I don't know. I hope not. Maybe. They might, if it was even produced by L'Oreal, they wouldn't have reformulated it until they changed the bottle. I'm betting yours is Pancaldi. I just had to atomize my Iquitos built-in spray was shite. Yeah, I've got mine atomized, Oh my Iquitos is a splash. Oh my Iquitos a splash. Why Mysterio? No on Tess. Yes, that's right. That's awesome. Welcome Aram. Mentioned Aram earlier. We were talking about the Grand Prix. Van Cleef and Arm, Pels Pour Homme, or Pels Pour Homme, and Taste and Arrogance Heritage are one of the most stocked fragrances. I would have to go and have a look at my backups. I've got quite a few bottles of Koros Quite a few bottles of Balenciaga Pour and Pavarotti Pour I've got a lot of Serge Lutens backed up. I've got like 4 or 5 bottles of Gucci Guilty Absolute because I'm still convinced they're going to get rid of it. And when they do, I'll be ready, by God. But it's still available in the shops. No doubt is it still available in the shops, which is surprising. But it does smell like bandages on fire. 48 subs away, road to 1,000. Hang on a minute. Before this stream, I was only 46 away. Oh dear. Oh dear, oh dear. But indeed, yes, we are on the road to 1,000. Sup, frag fan? Howdy, Aram. Those are all fantastic frags, man. Hey, Aram. Hi, Aram. Everyone says hello. Hi. Oh, how long have we been on? I'll go for another 15 minutes, get to 3 hours, and then I'll knock it on the head. Iquitos hard to find. Sergio Perez 4th. Canelo lost. 3 bad things. Oh dear. Well, things like that do happen in threes, Omar. I take it you're Mexican, mate. From what you're saying. I didn't realize that Iquitos was a place in Brazil until... How long ago? I'm not sure. My mate asked us to get him a bottle of champagne today. I asked him what he was celebrating, and he didn't tell us. Shithouse. That wasn't very nice, was it? Oof. In Newcastle United got spanked 5-0 today. Dear Barbara. We're always going to get a hide in the day, mind. I'm going to have to put up some heavy swap bait looking for Ngaro 1 pour on. Promise wifey I was done buying perfume. Oh dear. Has she been giving you hell like Duncan? Duncan needs to build a stash in this new place he's got. It's to build like a secret perfume shrine. Imagine. I don't know how I would feel about having a basement or something like that. I've never had a basement in a house. Just makes us feel as though I'd like be upstairs, even when I was on the ground floor. You know? Kind of strange. It's a lot of places in England don't have a basement. Most of the places that have a basement are like pubs. There's not a lot of places that are like underground in England. Have you tried Club de Nuit Parfum? Nope. Looks like Ashton reviewed it today. Oh dear. Well, I mean that's what Ashton does on his channel, isn't it? It's like not clones per se, but like but no, I've never tried a Club de Nuit. And I have no intention of doing so. Frankly, I promised her I'd shave to buy my last Antaeus bottle. Oh no! So yeah, things getting heavy. Oh god. That would be tragic. She didn't like the beard. The beard's outrageous. Basements are nice in the summer. No, I can imagine that. Yeah, it stays nice and cool. Yeah, and I overheat as well in the summer. I hate that. I hate being too hot. I'm a big lad. Big lads don't like getting too hot. I've got like a Viking look about us, you know. Like I'm used to like Scandinavian temperatures, not this hotness, this climate change. Mind you, if you heard the wind outside, you wouldn't be thinking it was getting warmer. It's violent. Oh, get ready for sleep now. Favorite stereotypical masculine on a female? I thought I was more open-minded, but apparently not. I have many more femme-leaning frags. I don't think that's necessarily a bad thing. It's I don't think that's a bad thing at all. Actually, I just think it's just your taste. That's just the taste you seem to have. I have a lot more masculine leaning fragrances. In fact, it's extremely rare for me to own a feminine leaning fragrance for no other reason than I'm not massively into feminine leaning fragrances. I've got quite a few Chanel, like 19 and Cristal. I've got vintages of the Femme Rochas Femme, which is fantastic, really fantastic. Like, seriously, I don't know how anybody like wouldn't like a bottle of that, but that's just like what I'm saying about that, you know. It's a fabulous fragrance. What else have I got that's feminine leaning or like feminine marketed? I'm not sure. What you'll find is that a lot of feminine marketed fragrances, vintage ones, are more masculine than modern masculine fragrances. Seriously. Like Opium, the female version of Opium, stupendous. One of the only compliments I ever got, right, was on a bottle of the Secret de Parfum. A couple of old women followed me around an auction house. I could hear them saying something smells tremendous, and I said, God, it must be me. And then I let them smell us, and they were like, oh, it is you, yes. And I was like, oh, it's like Opium. And they were like, ooh. And they were like, oh, it smells completely different on a man. And I was like, well, anybody's going to mistake me for a woman, with me being 6'2" and almost as wide, with a massive, like, hairy face and baldy head. FCM 415, welcome. Here you are indeed. How are you? I'm going in 5 minutes. Sorry about that. But stereotypically masculine fragrance. I've also got Samsara. Love that. Not the Eau de Toilette, but the Eau de Parfum. Koros. I knew a lass who used to wear Koros. She wore that at school. A Ventus. I don't know. A Ventus would smell quite nice on a lass. I would like to smell some of my favorite perfumes on a woman. Pavarotti, Koros, Gucci Pour Homme 2, Balenciaga Pour Homme. Tuscan leather smells good on a lass. I've smelled that before. Even though that's not marketed towards men. Yeah. Some vintage masculines. Mind you, I'd like to smell vintage masculines just generally. Man, woman, or child. Do you know what I mean? Spray some on the dog if you want. I just like smelling them. Here I am. Yes, you are. You are. I tried wearing Portrait of a Lady today, and it's too feminine for me, but so nice though. Really, I don't think Portrait of a Lady. It's if you're a bloke, right, and you're going out with like your other bloke friends, and you're wearing Portrait of a Lady, and you go out and they say, "Oh, what like aftershave are you wearing? What cologne are you wearing?" And you say, "I am wearing Portrait of a Lady." You're gonna get like you're just gonna get it. You know what I mean? Because that's just what like groups of men are like. You know. So explaining away Portrait of a Lady is not going to be easy. The best thing to probably do is probably punch somebody and then say Portrait of a Lady. See what they say then. You know, beat someone up before you tell them what you're wearing. I really like Portrait of a Lady. I think the spice. I think the spice and the patchouli saves it. I'm surprised you say it's too feminine. I think it's maybe it's just the rose. A lot of people associate rose with like feminine sort of thing. Um, but there we are. Thanks to my iris frag hunting for making me comfortable with femme frags, even lipstick rose. Outrageous. I'm not a big fan of lipstick rose. It's got a new name, hasn't it? Santa Messiah today. Santa Messiah is lovely. Santa Messiah for me is going to be one of those fragrances. I put on about 20 sprays at a time because it's quite quiet. It sits quite close to the skin on me. I just lather myself in that stuff. It's fabulous. Brilliant fragrance. That's unisex as well. Anybody could wear that anytime. Maybe not any time, but anyone could wear it. I once sprayed my mom's youth dew on and I enjoyed it. Youth dew's fantastic. Ramsey absolutely loves his vintage youth dew. Is it? Is it vintage youth dew or is it vintage azure? Those old Estee Lauders are fabulous. Brilliant. My mom used to wear white linen, and I loved the smell of that. I don't think I could wear it, but the smell of it, I fucking love it. Like, white linen's a great smell. Estee Lauder for men, one of the best men's fragrances I've got. Yeah, I'd like to sniff Tuscan leather off of a girl. Yeah. Love Youth Dew myself, my grandma's signature scent. Yeah, it's a fabulous fragrance. Rose Patch is not really femme. No. Doesn't feel feminine on me. Manly, do you find the Ketos to be soap? Yeah, I do. I get the jasmine from it. But it's also got like a thick dollop of oak moss, the best kind of oak moss. I saw a great pair of opinions of Youth Dew. Maybe worth to take a look. If you can get the vintage one, yeah. Azure, I'm sure it was Azure. I'm not sure how Ramsey feels about Youth Dew. Putting words in his mouth there. But I do know that he loves Azure, like the vintage one. I liked Beautiful more than White Linen. I've never smelled Beautiful. Iquitos reminds me of Joint. I'll have to smell them next to each other to get that. I don't get soap. I don't get the soap, to be honest. Man, I goes, ah, Welcome, Rudy, just as I'm about to leave. Sorry, man. Been on 3 hours now. Been whittling on. Good way to spend a Sunday night, though. It's 11:10 here now. I'm tired. Sorry, Rudy, I'm off. I'll have to go. It's not you, it's me. I'm shattered. I enjoyed Rudy's video last night. Here's hoping Rudy makes more videos. But, yes. Thank you, everybody. I must bail now. Thank you to everybody who liked and commented. I appreciate it greatly. It has been a good stream. I have enjoyed it greatly. Thank you very much. Good night.